Welcome back to Movie Recaps, and investigate the case. They talk about the farmers that came to see him in his office, and she tells him that she used to take him and his sister over to their farm when they were little. He drives over toward the farm and on the way sees a landfill, named Dry Run. The man takes him inside of his house and immediately starts showing him abnormal organs taken from his cattle, which show sickness and deformations. Next, he takes him to a creek where his animals drink the water, showing him strange white rocks inside, saying those are some kind of chemicals that are poisoning his cattle. Rob turns around and sees only 2 cows. The man takes him to the rest of cattle buried in an adjacent field. He's lost hundreds of cows. Rob is concerned to learn that DuPont, the chemical company which owns the landfill, hasn't explained anything to the man, nor reacted to any of his worries about the chemicals in the creek. Rob attends a work dinner with the president. His wife doesn't want to accept it, but he explains it to her. The chemical he's been investigating was created during the Manhattan Project in World War II. After the war, some companies realized that they can use the same chemical in other products. DuPont was one of them. They took the chemical, renamed it C8 and made a coating for pans called Teflon. The coating is made in a factory in West Virginia and the company knew it was poisonous dating back from the 60s. Rob tells his boss the same information about DuPont and the way in which they tried to cover up the toxic C8 sludge over the years. He's discovered that the company not only knew, but made experiments that had shown deformations in monkeys and rats, as well as their offspring. DuPont knew the same thing was happening with their workers and their babies, but covered that up as well, like the ones he's read about in the files. They tell him the baby is perfect. After some time, Rob and his boss confront the president of DuPont. He tells him he knows everything about C8 and how far the contamination has gotten. Later, he informs the farmer about it as well. The farmer doesn't want to settle in a civil case, thinking that the world needs to know what the company has done. Rob tells him that there is no way to fight the company in court since they're too powerful. They argue and the farmer tells him that both him and his wife have cancer. Nevertheless, Rob convinces him to take the settlement and they sign the papers with the president of the company. But, in the meantime, Rob has leaked all the information about DuPont to the relevant institutions and has signed up to testify in the case that those governmental departments have filed against the company. His boss is furious with him, but wishes him good luck in Washington. Later, Rob is seen testifying there, asking the departments to do something about the situation with the contamination. 1 year later in 2001, Rob, his wife and one of his colleagues are called in the home of the Kidgers, who've gotten a letter from DuPont. The couple tells them about their family members that have worked for the company and died of cancer, but also about other people they have known suffering the same fate. The latest information prompts Rob to present his law firm with a potential class action case, in which they would be representing the people directly hurt by the company. Rob walks inside and is greeted by the doctor, who tells him that his plan worked. Interestingly, a woman who is getting a test, still believes that DuPont haven't done anything. It's Christmas and Rob is celebrating with friends and family. He gets a call from his colleague, informing him that 69,000 people have been tested, gathering an insane amount of data they needed. 11 years since the beginning of the case, the farmer has died and Rob attends his funeral with his family. After the funeral, they go to a local diner, when a man approaches them and tells Rob that his brother has also died from cancer. A doctor comes in and explains that he has had some kind of neurological problem. When she leaves, Rob's wife and boss have a conversation in which she tells him that he needs to start treating him properly, because he has been fighting in a way none of the two can understand. 1 more year later, the family is seen in a church. After, they go to a gas station when Rob finally meets Bucky, the deformed child from the pictures he's been seeing all these years. The next day, he goes to the office. He looks devastated. Defeated even. He's seen sitting on his desk, when he hears his phone ringing and answers. The call is from the doctor from the science panel, instituted 7 years before. She informs him that the data has finally been analyzed and it shows the precise link of the DuPont contamination to 6 categories of serious illness. Thanks to his work, the people that might get sick can seek compensation from the company. Rob appears to have won. He drives home and tells his family the news. They are seen celebrating in a restaurant, when Rob gets another call. The news he gets is terrible. DuPont is fighting against the findings of the science panel. He thinks it's over, that he's lost. Companies like DuPont always win and the little people always lose. So it's those people he needs to protect. It's 2015. A court adjourns and the judge takes his seat. Rob stands up to plead the case of his clients. After winning 3 and settling 3,535 cases, Rob Billet is still fighting. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.